The Oscar nominations came out early this morning, and the two hosts that announced those nominations were John Cho from Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle and Star Trek, and then Issa Rae, who you see next to me. And when it came time to announce the nominees for Best Director, Issa Rae pointed something out about the all-male nominees. Take a look.
Academy nominates The Irishman, Martin Scorsese. Joker, Todd Phillips. 1917, Sam Mendes. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino. And Parasite, Bong Joon Ho.
Nice.
I did it. Thank you so much.
You did it.
Congratulations to those men. And finally,
I heard it in the control room earlier or somewhere we were playing it, and then we went on really quickly. Everyone's like, ha ha ha.
And then there's people off camera that, like, they broke out laughing after she did it. It's we mentioned this before. There's the a big and she's probably trying to be funny, but then also making a point at the same time, which just makes it even more effective because you pay more attention to it rather than just being angry. But so it's the timing, it's the delivery, and it's giving it a second, giving it a beat to let it land. And it was done to perfection, and everybody's talking about it, and it was a 3-second thing.
Yeah, no women were nominated, and two things I think happened afterwards. People were like, that's not good. There's something weird about it. It keeps happening over and over again. Very few women, only 5 women have been nominated for the Best Directing Oscar. Catherine Bigelow for The Hurt Locker, Lena Wertmuller for Seven Beauties, Jane Campion for The Piano, Sofia Coppola for Lost in Translation, and Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird. And that did not happen this year.
Okay, so I don't watch very many movies at all. So I'm coming from a place of a noob, or just not even a person who doesn't have a chance to watch many movies. It's not that I dislike movies, I don't have enough time, and I don't think to do that as the first thing. So I never know what the Oscar, there's always Oscar snubs. It's been that way since the beginning of time. And now lately it's based on a lot of exclusionary things that happen with certain demographics. Oscar So White we had a few years ago, right? And then we're pointing out how so many great films were created and directed and acted in by people of color versus how many people there. Now with women, they've been getting the same type of rep. I don't know enough movies to know which ones were Oscar worthy. Whoever decides that, whoever the hell is in charge of that, which I know it's the Academy. But which female directed films were snubbed?
If you must know, the ones that are spoken about, one was nominated for Best Picture. So they started this 15, 18 years ago. They started nominating more than 5. And so you have the situation where there are more Best Picture nominees than there are overall Best Director nominees. And one was Little Women, Greta Gerwig.
Okay.
Mary in The Office saw this film and was like, not good. But the other thing about it is Little Women is exactly the kind of movie that gets nominated for Best Picture. It is like a adaptation of a renowned must-read high school book.
And they've done it well.
And they did it well, and the costumes are great, and the timing's great, and there's a little bit of modern what in it. I don't know, I haven't seen it yet. But the other films that got nominated were for Best Picture were Jojo Rabbit. And it seems like they start peppering in other ones to just throw you a bone here. And that's what it felt like when they did, as you were saying, with like Black Panther. They're like, here, you got it. We're getting you in there, right? Are you happy?
Recognition.
It seemed like that thing they did it with that. Yeah, Jojo Rabbit is the comedy.
Oh my God.
It's like, I haven't seen it yet, but everyone says it's amazing. It's the one where the guys, I don't know, it's like Taika Waititi, who directed What We Do in the Shadows. And
wait, so do these have like female directors?
No, but Little Women is the only one. Marriage Story was Noah Baumbach, right? And so that was that, and it was about his relationship with someone who was a high-ranking woman in Hollywood. But other than that, it's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Little Women, Joker, Todd Phillips, Jojo Rabbit, The Irishman, Ford versus Ferrari, and 1917, which is Sam Mendes' joint. But they pointed out some other ones that should have potentially been nominated. The Farewell, Lulu Wang, that's the one that Awkwafina won the Best Supporting Actress Golden Globe for. Little Women, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, Marielle Hunter, and that was the what's his name? Mr. Rogers.
That's right.
Hustlers had a female director. Honey Boy, which people, I don't know if you.
Oh my God, all these movies came out in the past year.
But that's the thing. So it isn't like there weren't films out there. So there's a twofold issue. One, the female directed films that you would think would be in the running did not get a nomination. And two, just the prevailing situation where like they don't give the jobs to women enough anyway. So it's the more.
You have a smaller pot of a smaller, I guess, group of films to pick out of to make that happen. So maybe at least every time there's one. But then, okay, so the problem arises that when these types of things, it's not even necessarily a protest, but when these types of, I guess, spotlights happen on the system like this, like again, what happened previously, you wanna make sure that the films that they then will choose or include, it's widely known that it'll happen. Because I saw a few people saying, Irishman? Because I've heard nothing but criticisms about Irishman.
Yeah, I thought Irishman was good. It was good. It's cinema, damn it. It was 500 hours long. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning one day and was like, I'm not going back to sleep. I have time before everyone else is awake. And I watched 3 hours of The Irishman, 3.5, 4 hours of The Irishman. But yeah, so that's the thing. And that's what happens. The Oscars is always a year later. Everything always happens a year later. They have like a reaction to it. Like the Golden Globes is like, they're like that drunk uncle who occasionally is really, really terrible, but also is like, I don't care what your parents say, here's $100, chase your dream. Yeah. Like the Golden Globe will do that. It's 100 people who are
and they're all drunk.
They're all wasted.
So it helps. Maybe we found the secret ingredient that the Academy needs. But
it shows that eventually, if you ride the Academy's ass long enough, they will react, but then they'll instantly forget it the next year. That's what it seems like.
It's a flash in what's the right term?
Pan.
Flash in the pan, or it's not flash in the dark.
Pan.
I want to go darker pan. It's a flash in the pan thing because again, this was always happening before, I'm sure, but now again, the advent of social media and everybody being able to immediately tell people what's wrong. Because Issa Rae did this, and then after that, everyone's talking about it. So it amplifies just this one moment that she did, and now everyone is either, I don't know how many people are against what she said, or for or against what she said, and then they have to hear about it.
It's a very cliquey situation, and it depends. Like either they'll retaliate or they'll give it to you next year. Like what did they do? I think it was like Denzel Washington got it the next year.
Because he's done a million films and has done excellent. So yeah, when he won for Training Day, am I right? And the same year, I think it was Halle Berry with Monsters Ball.
Monsters Ball.
Yeah.
But Russell Crowe, he did The Insider. And then the next year they were like, oh God, we didn't give it to him for that. You were great in Gladiator.
Gladiator, like literally my favorite movie of all time.
I forgot to check all that, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Well, yeah. I mean, so the prediction is, maybe you're saying this, it's gonna come down in some kind of way to remedy the situation, and then they're gonna forget again.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, Jayar. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.